Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from Bermuda, Jamaica. Come on, pretty mama. And wherever you are tuning in from around the world, thanks for watching. Today, we're going to look at the biggest news in crypto. This could be the biggest news this cycle. Of course, the greatest meme coin launch of all time. We're going to go into some of the stats, some of the figures, what I think about it, where maybe there are some levels that could be entries for buying if you are interested, whether I'm buying or not. We're going to look at Bitcoin and the charts and a whole bunch of other stuff. So before we get into all that, of course, as always, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people, and of course does help support the channel. And of course, all the wonderful kind comments that you leave, you take the time to write it, I take the time to read it, and of course all of the questions that get asked in the comment section, I do get back to those as soon as I am able to. And of course, if you'd like more immediate access and engagement with me, you can find me in the Stocks with Josh Discord. Where do you find that? I'm so glad you asked. Right below in the description of this video, you might need to click the more button. The description will pop out right at the top there. You can join me in the Discord. I am in the crypto channel there daily with some of the most amazing people on the planet. And of course, there's a meme coin channel. And of course, I have my own Crown Traders channel in there where I give education, insights, resources, and entertainment, because I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? All right, so let's jump in to the show. And of course, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, well, we already shared about the Trump meme coin. I like this from the Emperor. I was sleeping when it launched, so I missed a 17,000% gain. I missed it as well. I was asleep. When I woke up, I wasn't sure if it was legit or a scam, so I missed another 10,000% story of everyone else. That was me as well. And of course, I'm traveling and out, and some of my cell service is spotty at best. And so I really did miss that trade, but I'm okay with that. I hope some of you got in that trade. Let me know if you got in the trade in the comments below, and let me know what price you got in. I want to know. I'd love to hear some of your success stories there. Good on you if you did. You know, here we go. The intern here says Trump went directly to 27 billion in 12 hours. Is there any other company or any business that's gone 0 to 27 billion in 12 hours? This would be the fastest value creation event in the history of the world. Absolutely incredible there. The president really launched a meme coin that trades like the S&P 500 over the last 150 years, but compressed into 8 hours. Someone else claims that Trump's net worth quintuples overnight to 28 billion, assuming though that the CIC Digital LLC and Fight LLC, which collectively own 80% of the Trump, effectively belong to him. We're not sure of all those details yet, but that's making an assumption there. I like this one here. If you bought the Trump meme coin 3 hours ago, you've outperformed the S&P since 1980. Absolutely amazing here. A whale dumped 860,000, around 860,000 Trump for 23.8 million USDC just now. Absolutely amazing. This person has a little bit of a sarcastic comment here. Good thing no one knew it was official, apart from all the teams helping set up the LP's launch for this. And someone, just a random degen with a newly funded wallet, put 1 million on a new Trump, unverified Trump meme on the first minute of trading. That 1 million is now worth $150. So they're claiming it was somebody that knew, one of the teams, you know, somebody had to put it together. Somebody got that 1 million, put it into a newly funded wallet and knew about it there. Okay, very, very, very interesting. Of course, it was launched on Solana, so that was great because obviously Solana is one of my big three. Sui, number one, Solana, number two, and Potenza Tau number 3. So that was great news for me. I was able to take some profit on the Solana trade. So that Solana pump was absolutely fantastic. And of course, I am sharing a video soon. I did talk about it, just my previous video, on how to use your Bitcoin to make more Bitcoin, how to use your Solana to make more Solana, and how to use your Sui to make more Sui. And the interesting thing is the Solana that I sold today for profit was the Solana that I got using this method. It was additional Solana. So I didn't sell any of my existing Solana that I had. It was newly created Solana that I earned through leverage trading the native Solana token. That video is coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's talk about the Trump coin, and then we're obviously going to look at Bitcoin. So I already got this chart ready for you just to save time there. And so what you can see is just some of the levels that I'm looking at here for entry. So probably a just in case bag. We're getting pretty close to it, around $24. However, if we were to lose that $24 level, usually what will happen and what we'll see, we'll just zoom out a bit because it's on the end. We don't have a lot of price history, by the way. It's very difficult to chart. But I would say this $24 level, not too bad. However, if we drop below it and retest against it and reject, then you might want to stop out and you can come down to $19 there. And then that would fill some of this wick. We have a little bit of a wick here, and oftentimes we do see those wicks filled. And then the bottom of that wick is down at 16. So those would be the levels. Obviously, the next level below that is going to be around about $10 to $11. We could probably put another little line there around that, even 13 down to 10. Now, if we were to lose 10, that would not be very pretty. There's just not a lot going on there. So we'll see what happens. This might create a bit of a flag here pattern. And if that happens, then the bottom of the flag is going to be a great entry around that $24 level. Just really a just in case bag buy for me at this level. Would I buy some? Yeah, I think if it comes down to that $24 level, I'll probably buy a little bit of a just-in-case bag buy in case we get a little bit of a bull flag here and then it takes off to like $100. And can we see this token get to $100? Absolutely. Just the FOMO that's there is just huge. And I would want to cash in on people's greed and FOMO there and just get a just-in-case bag there. However, I would also be willing to buy down at these lower levels. And of course, if this drops down and then bumps back up again, I can stop out, get down at these lower levels, as long as these levels hold as support, of course. And now, if you're wondering where to buy this, the Phantom wallet, obviously, because on Solana, and I did share the address in the Discord earlier today for folks who wanted to trade that. It's also now available on a bunch of exchanges. So you go to CoinGecko and you actually do a search there for say the Trump coin here. Just type in Trump. We've got to make sure we get the right one. Usually this will be the one here, official Trump. There it is there. And you can see from the market cap. And then you just click on markets. And then you can see everywhere it's listed. So it looks like KuCoin has it, and BitGet and Mexi, but I think a bunch more are going to get it as well. And you can get it on Radium, which is on the Phantom wallet, but I'm pretty sure on Drift on the Phantom. There's many different little exchanges, decentralized exchanges via the Phantom wallet that you can buy. But many of you know how to do that because we're doing Solana and the Sui Memes, and you've got a Phantom wallet, and you are well educated on how to make that buy, of course. But if you're on Mexi, it looks like it's there. I haven't checked yet, but if it is, that would be perfect for me because that's more easy for me to set up some buy orders and set stop losses and then set some other orders below as well. And what's the bet? There's leverage trading on there as well. So maybe there could be a play there. Of course, always using stop losses because this is a very volatile coin. And I do wonder what's going to happen on January the 20th on the inauguration. Will it be a sell the news event? So let's be very careful with that. I'm almost thinking, I wonder if I wait, or will it just pump more on the inauguration and then drop, or will it drop? At some point, you do see pullbacks with these projects and sideways consolidations, etc. But sometimes they can just keep going and there's no rationale or reason, and they could just keep going to $50, $75, $100 there before there's any significant pullback. And we've seen that many times, even with Solana, took off from about $27 and just really didn't stop much until it got to, I feel like it was around $200 there. Okay, so that's the levels that I'd give there for the Trump coin. Be very cautious. Don't use money that you can't afford to lose on it. I don't recommend, and look, for me, FOMOing in, I'm not going to FOMO in. I've got my little buy order there at 24. It'll be a just in case buy, maybe a fifth of what I or a quarter of the budget of what I look to put in there. And then I have some buy orders lower. I'll have my stop losses set on it. And then I will look to trade that Trump coin, because you just never know that it could go and be quite a big surprise. As you see what happens already. And if the new administration starts to really come in and support crypto and grow crypto, this coin could really be a big mover, and it could become one of the biggest meme coins in the space by the end of the bull market. So let's just see what happens with that. And again, I'm not FOMOing in. I'm just going to have my dollar cost average strategy. I've got my just in case bag buy set, and I've given you some levels there to possibly look at. Okay, let's have a look at Bitcoin here. And of course, as I've said, I talked about the 85 to 89K area, and it did come down at 89K. Now we got the 100 moving average, and it's at 88. Now, can it come back down again? Are we going to see a little bit of, again, a sell-off with the inauguration? Is there going to be an immediate signing of Bitcoin as a reserve currency? These are a lot of things that we're just not sure of right now, but I am thinking that we will see Bitcoin established as a reserve currency. People have even talked about other coins being involved with that, and I'm not so sure whether that's going to happen or not, but certainly I feel that Bitcoin is a slam dunk. I would be very shocked if it wasn't. And I think if that happens, that's going to send Bitcoin to a new all-time high. However, if it doesn't happen straight away, or there's talks around it, or drama about happening, it kind of the process draws out, we could see a little bit of a pullback there. Now, we do have, coming back here, we have the 20 EMA on the daily, and that could provide some support at 98. That's coming up fairly quickly. What I'd like to see is this 99,500, which is the top of the range, which we're now above for the third time, okay? So we rejected here. We came above, have a deviation, came back in the bottom of the range, came back up, deviation, back in the bottom of the range. Now we're back up. We've made a higher high there, and we're getting rejected here at these two Fibonacci's, the $104,000 and $105,000. Bit of a rejection there. It wouldn't surprise me if we came back to retest this here, but of course also there's that 108. We could push on to that 108,000, but I feel, again, there's going to be people that didn't sell there and were like, I should have taken profit there. That was a key level that might be taking some profit. Remember, these ranges, generally speaking, when there's resistance there, usually it's a good 6, 7, 8 candle process. You see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boom, 7. There you go. Okay. And so we saw 1, I'm not sure there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, boom, up to the next level, okay? So you can see that happening. Now we've had like a couple, 1, 2. So I would expect there would be a few more daily candles once we do get up here to break through. I'd also say here the same as well, because I put this whole level together because we kind of broke through up and then straight back down again. So even here we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we got 5, 6. So maybe another 2 times on the daily, 7, 8 coming through that will bust through to here, and we'll see a similar thing here. We bump around. I do see a new all-time high coming in February. Maybe we're even going to get it in January. That would be pretty incredible, and it could certainly happen. And so finally on that, are we going to come back to these mid 85 level here? I mean, the 200 EMA in the daily is moving up now. It's at 80. We've got the 200 simple at 74. Those will be the three levels. If we would have a capitulation event and have a real big correction in January like we haven't quite gotten yet, I mean, let's look at the correction that we've had. Now, remember, this started in December. Okay, so this started in December, and overall amongst it, it's about a 17, almost 18% drop. Okay, so it's a lot less than what we've seen in previous cycles, the January straight after halving, which has generally been around 30%, but then Bitcoin hasn't dropped as much, and usually has the drops of Bitcoin in this cycle have been around that 20% level. In previous cycles, I remember it was 30 and 40 and 50%. You're like, my goodness, what happened? The floor just fell out of this thing. And so we're seeing this one here was almost 20%. So that might be it. And this might be a sign to come for Bitcoin in the cycle, that we're going to see the become less volatile, bigger asset, more money in it, a bigger market cap, and we don't see those big dumps like we've seen. But in saying that, is always a possibility, of course, because, you know, it's not up there with some of the bigger asset classes like gold, etc., that have more trillions of dollars in it. Okay, so those are the levels I would be looking at if we saw a really big sellout. I would still have my orders here at about 88, 89. I already got some altcoin orders filled here, and I did buy some Bitcoin here at 92, so it wasn't far from there, 92, 91, and then I had more orders down here, and then the 200 EMA at 79, but that's getting higher, and then down here at 74. Okay, now immediate, we do have the 50-day moving average and the 20 EMA sitting around this 97, 98 area there. So that could find some support, like if we were to come down, hit this 99,500, got the Fibonacci there, maybe wick down a little bit, and then we start trading in this area here, which we haven't had a lot of trading in this area, a lot of trading in this 90,000 to 99,500 level. And that's why I keep saying, you know, I buy the range low and I take profits on the range top. Let's look at the liquidity just very quickly. We'll go backwards this time. We're going to go to the 3-month time frame. I'm going to get through this really quickly here. And you can see there is a lot of liquidity still left at 86,000. So that makes me a little nervous. 318 million sitting there. That's a target to keep an eye on. That's one of the reasons I had that 85 to 89K level, but maybe that'll come and get got at a later time. Let's jump to the 1 month there, see if we have anything obvious. Not really. I mean, there's liquidity to the downside for sure, but at some point that liquidity does get left behind. Okay, we'll look on the weekly time frame here and check that out and see what we've got for the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of, oh my goodness. Okay, on the 1 week, you can see if the market makers want to move and just have a flush out. Boy, oh boy, there's some yellow to the bottom, 96K, and then down there at 91K, there's 80 million. So 91, 95, and 100K. Of course, as I've said before, at some point the market makers will leave the liquidity behind, but this does make me a little nervous. There's a lot of people going long there. We'll go to the 3-day time frame. Check that out. Again, the brightest yellow is below. So I wouldn't be surprised then for a pullback, even if we just come and get this liquidity down to 100K and retest the top of the range. That would be an obvious move for the market maker for me. Again, here, 77 million at 101,000 and at 100,000, about 72 million. Go the 24-hour there. And then we do have some above, so maybe a little bit of a push up, trying to get some more longs in there before coming back and retesting that range there. And if we look at the 12-hour time frame as well, oh my goodness, again, there's a lot below. So I am expecting that 100K does get retested there at the top of the range. I'd hope that hold, but if it doesn't, there's some levels below there that could get tagged. And of course, above, there are some levels there. So we might pop up, grab that first, then come down to that 100K level, retest, scoop up that liquidity. Hope we don't go much lower than that, because we really want to see the market begin to take off, and hopefully this January dump down around 17-18% will be it there. But this does give us a little bit of a guide at maybe where we could be moving in the short term. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and until the next one, happy trading.